One of the great limits of a very large two-building school that you will not ultimately develop the level of personal relationships with every student and every staff member to the degree that you would like to.
Hey Arnoush, how are you? Hey Chloe, hey Michael. Holden, how are you, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. There's Tony Taylor. Hey Abby. Hey Olivia, how are you? Hey Demetrius, how are you doing?
I think one of the most important things that I can do or that I try to do is establish as many of those one-on-one conversations as you can have.
You know, you're big time now.
I know.
You know what I mean? You're big time. Yeah, it's awesome. You know, you had the district retweeting it. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Yeah.
I think it's a job requirement in a large school like this that students feel like, oh, here is somebody who knows that I play soccer, knows where I'm going to college. That just gives students that kind of buy-in and feel like the school cares about them. I have a couple of routines that I've cultivated because I always find that habit beats will every time. If you have to will it, if you have to, fight your calendar to make it do something, you probably won't keep it. So I first and foremost, I don't touch my cell phone, email, anything. I know people do that right in the beginning of the day, but I find that usually you're not going to answer those emails or you're going to spend a good amount of time just thinking about them. And I always start my day the same way. I'm either at the main building or at the Burkett Center. And I usually just start that with a walk around. And it's a good way for me to understand how students are feeling, how staff are feeling. It's a good way to be visible and accessible, and people can ask you questions and they see you. It's also a good way to connect yourself to staff members.
Hey Deanna, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Hey, doing okay? Hey, what's going on? Krensick, what's going on? Don't mind my friends.
How about Laporta?
Krensick's right there. Laporta's right here. Hey, Gatha, how are you? Hey, are you going to be there after school today?
For Maui or PAC?
I know you're in a pick, all right?
I don't care which one.
You're probably going to have to go more Maui. With Maui, you guys are looking at Friday's option periods as we get into impact, right? Does that make sense? Okay, awesome.
I always sit down and meet with my assistant to make sure that she has what she needs that day to feel comfortable with the day, to feel like she can understand what the priorities for the day. I have to set her up for success, especially if she's going to represent the office, our office. Usually the day can be driven by events, either school events, meetings that I have to have, parents, special ed, it can be anything. And it really is not until about 3 o'clock or 3:30 that I'm really in my office doing some things that I need to get done that are long term. So my solitary time, when I can get a little bit more me work done, is between about 3 and 6. And that's just the way it is in the life of a school.
I got your email.
I already took care of it.
Good.
I got it from Glenda.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a problem.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
we're all set.
So,
It's in the ticket booth. Nobody's gonna put it on. I'll give the kids the rules about
it's
appropriate behavior, and we'll get it back on
that'll be
Monday.
fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be awesome. Thanks, Mike.
So I threw them another.
So it looks like you're pretty boxed in on May 3rd.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, well, stick with that
For now.
because I think you're more difficult to schedule than us.
It comes down to developing strong leaders around you and helping them understand how to keep me informed. So as many of the conversations that I had today were a very competent person who's really already made a decision, but has decided, I think the principal needs to know this. I think they have a pretty clear norm from me in terms of an expectation of communication with the principal, which is primarily not necessarily permission asking, but hey, keep me informed about what is happening here in school so I can be a supporter, a question answer, someone who partners with you, can get you resources. So people flow a lot of information to me. And that's really the role that I play for the most part in so many things. A few things that I think are important. If you're an entering leader, the number one thing that I always advise is never go it on your own. Not only should you not go it on your own and should you reach out for advice, but also be an advice giver. Every year that I've been a high school principal, I've had a principal intern. So I always feel like it's my responsibility to take somebody on, to try to teach them, to try to mentor them in a formal way as well. And it actually makes me a lot better too, because I have to think through what is it, I have to explain to somebody, why am I doing what I'm doing, which always makes you more keen and more thoughtful. The place is too large to be managed or steered or led by 1 or 2 or even 10 people. What we need is many entrepreneurial, empowered teachers. We need students who feel empowered, who trust their teachers. They feel like they can come to almost any administrator to help get a decision made and get help and support. So if you're approaching things that way, you have many people making really good decisions. That's what gets everything moving in a positive direction. It's just, rather than managing by holding that energy back, letting that energy really kind of fuel the system creates for an exciting environment.